So, hello, welcome to my channel. My name is Wes, and today I have the proposition on the table: evolution cannot explain de novo genes. I'm going to wait for someone who wants to join to have that conversation. While I'm waiting, I'm going to be reading from Nathaniel Jeanson's book, Replacing Darwin. This is starting on chapter 7. And I'm just going to be reading through it with some slight commentary. Okay, chapter 7, turning the timetables. By themselves, the edge pieces of a jigsaw puzzle do not reveal the puzzle's shape and size. Disconnected from one another, it is impossible to know if the edges will eventually form square, rectangle, or some other shape. In fact, it is impossible to know if the puzzle will even have 4 sides. It might have 3, or even 5, or more. Only corner pieces determine these parameters. Without the shape, the size of the puzzle remains a mystery. If I'm assembling a standard jigsaw puzzle, I rarely find the corner pieces first. Numerically, they are swamped by centerpieces and edge pieces. For example, in a rectangular 1,000-piece puzzle, only 4 corner pieces, i.e. 0.4% of the total pieces, exist. Despite their importance, corner pieces are notoriously difficult to track down. The discovery of the biological corner pieces was the third major development after Darwin. Functionally, this development mirrored my typical experience with actual jigsaw puzzles. As compared to the total number of pieces and clues, these biological corner pieces were numerically rare. In other words, if the DNA sequences in each species, represented the edge pieces, the number of edge pieces were as abundant as the number of species. In contrast, the clues to the connections among these edges were harder to find. Yet these clues were as critical to the whole as actual corner pieces are to the real jigsaw puzzles. In fact, given the lack of a box cover, the uncertain number of total pieces, and the unknown shape of the puzzle, the origin of species, the biological corner pieces were even more critical to assemble. Naturally, the corner pieces were genetic discoveries, since the genetic discoveries among species represented the edge pieces. The corner pieces were critical insights into how these genetic differences related to one another. So he's saying, in order to know how one species diverges into new species, we have to understand how their genetics relate to each other. And these would be the edge pieces if we're going to actually build a theory of the origin of species. Furthermore, given the youth of the field of genetics, see chapters 2 and 3, it should come as no surprise that the discoveries of these corner pieces were very recent In fact, some of the content of this chapter involves discussion of initial findings and of ongoing research. Despite the preliminary nature of some of these discoveries, their implications were immense. Over the last few years, one of the most critical genetic observations came from analysis of DNA sequences, not between species, but within species. Recall from Chapter 3 that the first complete DNA sequences were from separate species. So I'm going to pause 1 second. Are there actually people watching this? I wish I knew how to do all this stuff. Okay, I'm going to end the stream. I'm trying to figure out how to stream to shorts as well, but I can't figure it out.